Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled at the edge of a deep, dark forest, lived a girl named Clara. She was known throughout the village for her bravery, curiosity, and kind heart. The villagers trusted her with their biggest problems, no matter how scary or strange. One day, Clara overheard some villagers talking in hushed voices about a terrifying dragon that had been seen flying over the village. Smoke curled up from the dragon's lair in the distant mountains, and rumors spread that it had been stealing sheep, knocking over fences, and scaring anyone who dared venture near the mountains. The villagers were frightened. No one had ever seen a dragon before, and they didn't know how to protect their homes or animals from such a powerful creature. "We need to do something," one villager said. "But who will dare go to the dragon's lair?" Clara, hearing this, couldn't resist. Her adventurous spirit kicked in, and she knew she had to help. "I'll go," she said, stepping forward confidently. The villagers gasped. Clara was just a young girl. How could she face a dragon? "Clara, it's too dangerous," warned the village elder. "Dragons are fierce, and this one could burn the whole village down." Clara smiled and shook her head. "I don't think so. I'll talk to the dragon and find out what's really happening. Maybe it's not as scary as we think." The next morning, Clara packed her bag with supplies, some bread, water, and her favorite blanket, and set off toward the mountains. As she walked through the forest, the trees grew taller and the shadows longer. But Clara wasn't afraid. She was determined to find the dragon and help her village. After hours of walking, she finally reached the base of the mountains. In the distance, she saw a cave nestled high up on the rocky cliffs. Smoke rose from the cave's entrance, just as the villagers had said. Clara took a deep breath and started climbing. Max, her loyal dog, stayed by her side, barking every now and then as if to encourage her. When they reached the top, Clara stood at the entrance of the cave. It was dark and deep, and she could hear the sound of something breathing inside. She gathered her courage, stepped forward, and called out, "Hello, Mr. Dragon, are you in there?" There was a pause, and then a deep, rumbling voice answered from within the cave. "Who dares enter my lair?" the dragon's voice echoed, sending a shiver down Clara's spine. Clara stood her ground. "I'm Clara, from the village below. I came to talk to you." Suddenly, a large shadow emerged from the darkness. The dragon was huge, with shimmering green scales, long wings, and glowing yellow eyes. Clara could feel the heat from its breath as it approached her. "Why do you come here, little girl?" the dragon asked, though its voice wasn't as menacing as Clara had expected. "The villagers are afraid of you," Clara said. "They say you've been stealing their sheep and scaring them. But I want to know if that's true. I don't think you're as bad as they say." The dragon blinked, surprised by her words. It sat back on its haunches, its large tail swishing gently behind it. "You think I'm not dangerous?" the dragon asked, a hint of curiosity in its voice. Clara nodded. "I don't think anyone is born bad. Maybe you have a reason for what you're doing." The dragon sighed, smoke curling from its nostrils. "You're right, Clara. I'm not bad at all. I never wanted to scare the village. I've only been stealing sheep because I'm hungry. My home, the valley where I used to live, has dried up. There's no food or water there anymore." Clara listened carefully. "So you came here looking for food?" "Yes," the dragon replied sadly. "I didn't mean to cause trouble, but every time I tried to talk to someone, they ran away." Clara's heart softened. She could see the sadness in the dragon's eyes. It wasn't a mean or cruel creature, just a lonely one, trying to survive. "I understand now," Clara said. "You're not the problem. The real problem is that you don't have enough to eat." The dragon nodded. "That's right. I didn't want to harm anyone." Clara thought for a moment, then had an idea. "What if we help you find a new home? A place where you can live peacefully with plenty of food?" The dragon tilted its head, clearly surprised. "You would do that for me?" "Of course," Clara said with a smile. "You don't have to live in fear, and neither do we." The next day, Clara returned to the village and explained everything to the villagers. At first, they were hesitant to believe her, but Clara's courage and kindness convinced them to give the dragon a chance. Together, Clara, the villagers, and the dragon set off on a journey to find the dragon a new home. They traveled far and wide until they discovered a beautiful valley on the other side of the mountains, filled with lush green meadows and sparkling streams. It was the perfect place for the dragon to live. The dragon was overjoyed. "Thank you, Clara," it said, its eyes glowing with gratitude. "I'll never forget your kindness." From that day on, the dragon lived peacefully in its new home, and the village was no longer afraid. Clara became a hero, not because she defeated a dragon, but because she showed everyone the power of understanding, kindness, and bravery. And whenever Clara looked up at the mountains, she smiled, knowing she had made a friend for life.